Good morning, everyone. I cannot see any of you, so I think that Benita, you will have to tell me how many people are connected.
Yes, with pleasure. I think we've got quite a big group. We've got over 50 people here.
Okay,
Um,
good.
so great from all over the world. And I see there's some wows. We were so excited to do this. And just before I hand over to you, Wandrille, as our president, I see some of you have already found the chat. Good morning, Katerina. And some of you have already found the emoticons, so the little smiley face at the bottom of the screen. So please use that so that Wandrille and the other speakers know that you're here and that you're listening and that this is exciting. With that, over to you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I am very happy to welcome all of you at the 2024 Active House Awards. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Henrotte. I am the current chairman of the board of the Active House International Alliance. I've been involved in Active House for now something like 7 years, if I am correct. And I need to start by introducing to you, of course, the Active House Alliance. So basically, who we are a global non-profit association for sure. We are gathering many people from the building industry, from architects, designers, industrial players, home builders, promoters, etc., institutions also. So welcome to every one of you. And our mission is to try to develop and have more healthy buildings for people and planet. So, and that's a huge mission today, as you can imagine. So we need all of you to join and to help us achieving that. And for that, I need also to tell you that this meeting is recorded, if I'm correct. Yeah, which is very good. Enjoy this time. You can have a cup of coffee during that. So please do not hesitate to interrupt us if you have any questions. Use the chat, things like that, and try to connect yourself to us. So on the slides, you can see who are the current members and partners of the Active House International Alliance. For sure, we have a network of national alliances in many countries today. We have some partners, industrial ones, large and small ones. We have also professional organizations who are members. We have institutions, and we are trying to develop it more and more. And as president, I also need to tell you something very important. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all to do the Active House Awards, to have presented projects which are very important for us, because this is what we need to achieve, is to get projects done. And that's very important for us and for all the building industry. So thank you to the Secretariat, of course, for organizing this, for the support that you have done all these years. Thank you to all members, architects, specifiers, national associations, industrial members, builders, promoters, associations, etc., etc. I can spend a lot of time telling that to you. What is important today is that we will celebrate the Active House Awards, your projects, which are real, and which are on projects. So that's very important for us to be pragmatic, and we want to celebrate this excellence in sustainable, people-centric projects. That's very, very, very important to us. The fact that we are open to all and that the projects are open is very important also. Of course, it has to integrate the Active House principles. So that's perfect. And now we will be very proud to recognize you, the winners, and all the participants to that, with international recognition for all your innovative approach on that. So that's it. Let's move into it.
Thank you so much for these welcoming words, Wandrille, and thank you all for joining. We've got people from all around the globe, so this is truly excellent and reflects the international nature of the Alliance. Just before we start announcing the winners and the commendations, we wanted to quickly walk you through the 2024 edition of the Active House Awards. So we've had over 65 submissions from all over the world, and they were of excellent quality. So thank you again for putting so much effort into this. It's really a testimony how critical these criteria are. We have applications from over 13 countries and from 5 continents. So this is something that's really relevant to everyone. So again, impressive achievement this year. And we had 45% of the applicants using the Active House radar. This is really the label of Active House, and seeing so many of you using it so expertly to evaluate the standards of your buildings has been a great joy to all of us. This year, we're also a recognized satellite event of the New European Bauhaus Festival in Brussels. So we're very proud to be a partner of New European Bauhaus and to be recognized as part of that. And maybe some of you have joined, not just because, Active House, but you believe in the principles of the New European Bauhaus. So great to have everybody here. To give you a bit more of an overview of who has applied, you can see that we have a really good range of different countries submitting proposals, with a slight increase in China. So big thanks to our Active House China for triggering so many excellent proposals. Really, really well done. A lot of the projects that you will hear about have actually been built, or are currently being built, and 26% are still in planning but are about to be built in the next year. Also good news for the building industry to hear there's so much happening here, which is reflected in the awards. We have very different types of buildings. There are public buildings, institutional buildings, which was the majority, but of course a lot of residential building plans have been submitted as well. Some commercial and industrial designs, and a lot of others, recreational, mixed buildings, other buildings that we're excited to present to you. And finally, while a lot of the people who submitted are architects, we also received entrance from other people, from engineers, from students, and even 3 building owners put their houses in here. So I think this is a really exciting mix, and thank you all again for this. You will see during the presentation that the kind of houses that can be active houses are vastly different. And this is really the beauty of the standard, that it doesn't have to look like what you might expect a sustainable building to look like to be an excellent active house. And lastly, before we're going to kick this off properly, Wandrille, you already mentioned it. It's really high time to thank the excellent jury that spent a lot of time judging these proposals, going through these proposals. We have the experts in sustainable and people-friendly building from around the world being part of this jury. So thank you so much for all the efforts you put in. You will hear from almost all of them today. And very important, also a big thanks to our awards coordinator, Nicole, who's put a lot of effort making sure that this is happening. So without further introductions, now it's time to move to the commendations. And I would like to hand over to Lone for this part.
Enjoy this ceremony all.
Thank you, Wandrille. So there we go. Perfect.
So here we are. Hello, everybody, and thank you to Benita for this excellent introduction, and also to Wandrille for getting it all started. It has been a great pleasure to be taking part in the jury and to see all the fantastic submissions and work and results. So it's a great pleasure to be able to motivate the commendations for public and institutional. I would like to start with project number 0041, Peiji School in China. The Peiji School project is awarded with commendation in the Principal Award category for demonstrating responsive and contextual design to a locally founded environment. It adds a commercial segment to a public institution, which could have been taken over but dominated the building complex. But instead, It has strengthened the cohesion of an integrated urban space with an upgraded interior, courtyard, and multiple connections to the neighborhood. It's a pragmatic approach, lifting the quality of a public institution by introducing new functions, thus generating financial support to upgrade existing learning spaces with better indoor climate and energy efficiency. The material strategy of preserving and reusing local materials is strong in achieving a reduced carbon footprint, together with the choice of keeping as much of the existing structures as possible. It is certainly better integrated with the city fabric of recognizable colors and textures, as well as carefully proportioned buildings. So commendation to Peiji School. Congratulations. And the next commendation is for the radar for Qingdao City Memory Museum. Also in China, it's Qingdao City Memory Museum is awarded a commendation as a token of appreciation for the difficult task of renovating historic buildings without compromising the architecture and aesthetics of its time, while still making significant improvements to energy efficiency and indoor climate qualities, thus ensuring its survival and preservation, even with enhanced relevance and exposure to more people. Working within the constraints of the building structure and still finding new ways to integrate hybrid ventilation by reusing existing chimneys as ventilation shafts, adding system controls to roof windows, shading and lighting, and also it addresses the ever-present challenges of deficient acoustic performance of old buildings in a respectful manner through careful detailing that harmonizes with its historical context. So congratulations to Qingdao Memory with commendation on radar. And for commendation also for radar is project number 67. We use the numbers because we have seen them anonymized, so we only have known them as per the numbers in the jury. This is for Alfedena in Italy and commended for the energy efficiency strategies in the active house buildings. We are awarding this project as commendation for the thorough analysis and exemplary use of the radar tool, which demonstrated a before and after renovation. The original recently completed nursery and primary school in Alfedena is a very real example of the thousands of ordinary buildings that, due to lack of budget or knowledge, or both, fall short of the most basic qualities in a building. With simple interventions like adding skylights, acoustical enhancements to floor and walls, replacement of heating source, and adding PV on the roof, it has succeeded in bringing this building up to acceptable standards in a learning environment for small children. So really well done and impressive work. Thank you and congratulations. So for residential, I hand over to Nicole to motivate two residential projects.
Thank you, Lone. Thank you very much. I will follow you and I will give an introduction to the commendation for the residential building and then it will follow another category. So the first project described here is the Terrace of Life, project 0050. The commendation for Terrace of Life underline the exceptional focus of the project on the social dimension in alignment with the active house principle. The project prioritizes residents' comfort through a thoughtful design elements and the introduction of a main shared courtyard enhancing natural light through a large windows, but also promoting cross ventilation and passive air renewal, contributing to a comfortable indoor environment. Acoustic comfort is also addressed through a combination of materials and structural solutions, ensuring a peaceful living experience for residents. Finally, the strategic use of the wood as the primary material aligned with the sustainability goals, while the vegetation integration enhances the aesthetic and connects to residents with nature. So congratulations for this commendation. The project was really interesting and very nice. I will follow now with the next project that won a commendation. Is project 0059, Holocene House in Australia. The commendation for this project celebrates its pioneering spirit, transformative impact, and dedication to creating a sustainable and inclusive built environment. The project is the first active house in Australia and challenges the conventional norms by embedding in a unique way of designing a living space. The project outlined a meticulous approach to ensuring thermal comfort, energy efficiency, and environmental responsibility, thanks to an effective management of shading, ventilation, and natural light, aligning with aesthetic and functional performances. Finally, in terms of energy efficiency and management, the Holocene House project demonstrates a holistic approach by incorporating variable energy sources, passive cooling strategies, and efficient systems. It is a very innovative design solution showing an harmonious integration with nature and ongoing commitment to sustainability. So congratulations. And this is the RADA. Following, the commercial and industrial building got also here a commendation for the principal award. And the project that got a commendation is project 0055, Banca Popolare di Macerata. The commendation for this project is because it stands a local, exemplary energy efficient building that represents the Activos principle. In particular, each principle has been described showing in a consistent way that is able to provide good user comfort and low environmental impact while having an eye on architecture, where shapes of the building links to the tradition of the place. The building design highlights the relevance given to the selection of the building material, preferring those that are recyclable and durable. Additionally, also prefabrication concept to allow circular-oriented management of materials during the end-of-life cycle are addressed together with a special achievement concerning the energy principle. In fact, the building aligns with the NZEM model and rely on PV systems that cover completely the energy demand. So, congratulations for this commendation. I leave the floor to Benita.
Yes, thank you so much, Luna and Nicole, and congratulations to all these amazing commendations. I know when we looked through them, it was impossible to choose and impossible to not find more winners. But this is an award ceremony, so winners is what we needed to find. And we gave winners in the categories that I showed you earlier, and I'm delighted to hand over to the chair of the jury, Jette, to present the category winners in public and institutional buildings. Over to you, Jette.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Benita, Nicole, Lone, Wandrille, everyone, and everyone in the audience. I think it is it's especially great to see that we have such a wide distribution globally, both in the applications for this award ceremony, but also throughout the distribution of the commendations and the winners. And it was really not intended. I think it's just demonstrating how high quality that we have all around the globe, and it's really also what is needed to face challenges that we are through Active House Association and networking, trying to address and doing our part in the building industry. So let me go to the exciting news of who we have picked out of all these amazing projects and buildings to be awarded with a category winner title. So first, here in the public and institutional category, we have picked the 0006, the Vilna School in Kharkiv, Ukraine, as being the winner for the principal category. And it is, I think, in my commendation or my response said that this is actually more than a building. It's also describing this method, how to address this pressing need for renovating or rebuilding schools all over Ukraine here in the wake of the war, and our deepest sympathy go to how people are involved in that situation. But it's also demonstrating this very analytic way of how you can assemble functions that will bring back good future learning environments, but also maximizing this potential by double using it for public access and having this engagement from outside the community during hours where the school is not operational. It's at the same time also very diligent in how the material selection has been described, very demonstrating also a playfulness and some optimism, which I find also very important. And this, in this case of the Vilna School, by using these asymmetric polygonal structures, but it's also demonstrating a robustness in the adaptation of what you will sometimes account when you're working with existing building complexes. So I think it's a very, very strong concept, and the scalability and the adaptation to local needs is really a strength. It's not to go too deep into it, but the facade design is of course also driven by contributing to good daylighting conditions. It's adding smart systems to how to control the indoor climate through hybrid ventilation, and also water management, which is a very crucial part of the sustainable performance, and also definitely something together with the energy supply that needs to be addressed locally and diligently. They're also throwing in some new other elements that can be added to the equation of creating this social hub around an educational institution, and the idea of maybe growing vegetables with irrigation from the water captured in the building. But this could also be a way of this engagement with the community. So all in all, very, very strong in its description, and best of luck with going forward with getting this building materialized. So from here, big congratulations.
And just before we move on, I know that the architect is here. So in just a minute, we will ask you to join us on stage and tell us a little bit about this. So just to prepare you to come here so we can see you and everybody can cheer you on. But over to the next one, Jette.
Amazing. Yes, the next one is the category winner from the Radar Master award category. It's a 0033. It's called Zero Carbon Origami Airplane. It's from China, from Shanghai. And it has been, it caught my eye, I think, in going through at the very first selection round. I think the First of all, congratulations! It's an amazing project. For the jury, it has been interesting because in its typology, it's actually quite innovative, and we think it's a very new and refreshing take on a public building that is again also lifting this potential for. We almost call it getting more by using less. It's just really, or rather maybe using just enough to gain a very positive and beautiful result. So it's a very, as I said, it's a very positive take on how we can, you can say, minimize our environmental impact by not letting go of the aspiration of things being very even, spacious and beautiful. So this, I call it a new typology of indoor-outdoor functions, kind of in a reversed ratio of what we would do in a traditional project, where maybe 90% would be indoors and we would then have 10% outdoors. Here it's reversed. And I think that is future thinking as a hybrid typology between urban spaces and buildings by using this semi-climatized zone. It's an innovative solution in the way that it's also using the natural ventilation through having these active adjustable facade elements and how it is thermally also stimulated by the shape of the roof. It's being very adaptable to seasonal conditions, and it's all engaging the users of this place in accepting maybe a varied comfort level. It's not one size fits all year round. So in that sense, it also challenges the sort of traditional organization of space. So it's a push away from having these many square meters of fully air-conditioned environments with its huge energy consumptions. So it's about starting right by driving down the energy need, and in that sense also being way within reach of being the net energy, not just zero energy, but energy positive. But it's also important to accommodate that it's based on low-tech systems and operations that doesn't require an excessive use of equipment and operation. So to sum it up, it's also a very fine alternative to being fully outdoors with what that could entail of exposure to cold and heat or harmful sun rays. So in that sense, it also accommodates an all-age friendly environment for activities of leisure, education. So in that sense, it's also an exemplary project to many urban environments and also campus-type institutions. The carefully chosen materials have also with its simplistic detailing, it really does what is needed and no more. So together with some thoughtful considerations of using recycled or recyclable materials, it's also striving to be net zero carbon over its lifetime. So I think we give a big round of applause for this category winner, the origami plane. Thank you. And do we have them online for future?
I think they're just coming on, Jette.
Excellent.
So great. Oh, both are here. This is wonderful when technology works so well. And the camera. So there, Katerina, great to see you. Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you so much for joining us.
And allow me again to extend congratulations for both projects. It has been a pleasure to dive into also the very extensive material that you have provided for us to assess. Do you want to just say a few words, Maybe we start with you, Katarina.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity and for the winners and for all the participants, because I think it's quite high level of the competition. So I definitely happy to be the winner, and I want to thank you all to thank all my team and all the organizations. And I definitely believe that such project that we try to change the way of thinking in Ukraine for people in Ukraine is quite necessary. So we have to think not about like rebuilding, but to find a new way of understanding of thoughts and so on. So, and I think we have to start with children's, and we have to start with architecture. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have the architect for the origami plane.
Oh, hi. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, really nice to see you, host and chair. Yeah, of course, it's a great pleasure to accept this award. We would like to thank Active House Committee and all juries for your insight. We are so excited to share our delight in this moment. As you see in this project, we want to using a simple idea to create a solar energy receiving system. So we used over 1,500 photovoltaic panels covering the roof, which can provide our buildings energy consumption about 107%. So yeah, we think also we want to create more open space to instead of air conditioners room. So yeah, I think most of the time we can make the building operation in a low energy consuming. So we didn't even use any expensive mechanical equipment. So that's what we done, and this is what we think Active House it should look to be. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would love to see it one day in person.
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you.
Big congratulations.
Congratulations, and please, everybody in the audience, put up your thumbs and your wows so that to celebrate these amazing projects, so well deserved. We're going to move on to the next category. Congratulations again, and thank you, Jette, for presenting. We're now going to hand over to talk about the residential buildings and to our next jury member, Arianna. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Benita. And it's my pleasure to be here and present this award for the category winners in the category residential. So we start with the winner in the principal category, and this is the single family house in Bristonas. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the comments from the jury particularly appreciate the thoughtful focus on materiality and embodied impacts, resulting in a compelling and well-resolved building. There is in this project a strong emphasis on the use of naturally and locally sourced material, such as straw bale and earth plaster, which play a crucial role in enhancing indoor climate and energy efficiency. Clay plaster serves as thermal and moisture buffer, stabilizing indoor temperatures and humidity levels, which in turn reduce the reliance on mechanical ventilation and create more comfortable living environments for the occupants. Straw panels in the exterior walls contributes to acoustic and thermal performance, enabling the project to reach the highest energy class A++ that is available in Lithuania. The use of locally sourced and recycled materials significantly reduced the project's carbon footprint, and the emphasis on circular economy principle, especially when speaking about straw panels upcycled from agricultural byproducts, showcases a holistic approach to environmental sustainability. To conclude, this project was particularly appreciated because the architecture blends tradition and modernity, and it creates an harmonious relationship with nature and the surrounding community. So congratulations to the winners, and I hope you are here and we can hear from you in a couple of moments. And then we have the winner of the category with radar, and this is the Living Places in Copenhagen. So Living Places project emerged as an outstanding model of sustainable architecture, blending an array of cutting-edge technologies, innovative design concept, and the holistic methodology to forge harmonious living environment. The project provides exceptional levels of daylighting, thermal comfort, and indoor air quality, and also acoustic quality, surpassing industry benchmark with ease and fully responding to the Active House brief. The project showcased remarkable energy efficiency achievements thanks to its strategic utilization of passive strategies, harnessing renewable energy sourcing and implementing highly efficient system. This not only reduces energy demand significantly, but also maintains optimal living conditions for the occupants. What truly sets this project apart is its commitment to sustainable construction practices, evidenced by the comprehensive life cycle assessment and the conscious material selection, and also its DFMA approach. This unwavering dedication underscores the project's mission to mitigate emissions and champion environmental sustainability. The project integration of the Active House radar into its design process from the beginning proves instrumental in prioritizing comfort, energy, and environmental stewardship. And this deliberate emphasis echoes throughout the project's design, strategies, and also execution, reinforcing its sustainability credential. So to conclude, the project emerged as a beacon of innovation and process. It embraced a forward-thinking architectural solution, advocacy for health and well-being, and promotion of inclusivity through accessible and adaptable design, embodying the ethos of Active House. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the winner.
Thank you so much for presenting, Arianna, and big congratulations. Both of the winners are here, so we will try to get you on stage now to celebrate you and hear a little bit more about the projects. So let's see if we can get you on here. It'd be great to see you and to hear a little bit more about your approach. And here we go. Fantastic. I think we just need to get the camera working. Thank you so much for joining us on stage, and congratulations again to these awards.
Yes. Hi. Thank you for the award and taking the initiative for doing that awards and looking at the different projects, which are showing really great performances. And our project, I'm from Modulina. We did the straw panels, and this is the architect. So we are here today together. And that was a very interesting project to make. And also maybe from architecture side, it's in an open space, like the passengers are passing by through this building. So, and everybody can see the thatched roof and also the facade. And also big thanks for the project owner, the client. You know, it's very important in every project that it comes from the client. What he wants to do is not the architects or engineers. Oh, let's do like this. But it's the client who was passionate about doing that kind of house. So maybe you have to say something.
Thank you very much. Thank you for emphasizing architecture as well, because it was challenging for us to create something special, but as well as environmentally friendly, and also to make a building not only for the client, but also for the people who live in that town. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The jury commented that we all would like to live in that building. So congratulations again.
A great compliment for an architect.
And maybe we can hear from the winner of the radar category.
Yeah, hello, can you hear us? Okay, perfect. Well, we're here, I'm Tina and this is Juan. We're sitting here in Copenhagen. And obviously we want to say thank you to the jury. We're super happy and proud about this award. And we want to thank our partners. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. Velux, Atelier Engineers, and Inemærke Petersen that executed the project. So they've all been part of bringing this vision to life. And I think it shows how collective efforts can really have a positive impact on our environment and also challenge the way that we think and work in this relatively conservative building industry. And we're just proud that this relatively small project in our part of the world can potentially have a larger impact on how we design for both people and planet in the future. Do you want to add something?
I think you said exactly what I want to say, that this project wants to showcase that it's possible to build good buildings for people and planet. So it's great that it won this award and it gets known. Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you very
audience,
much.
again, if you could put up your wows and your celebrations for the amazing winners here on stage and shower them with hearts and appreciation. We're the only ones who can clap. Thank you very much for participating and for sharing your thoughts on these projects.
Thanks.
So with that, we will move on to the next category, which is commercial and industrial. And I would like to invite the next jury member on stage, who's also been the rapporteur on this category. Welcome, Leidy.
Yes, thank you, Benita. Good morning to everyone. I'm thankful to be part of this event and to be part of this year's Active House jury. Today, I have the honor to present the winner of the commercial and industrial category. And the winner is the new headquarters of Christian Mutuality in Limburg. I don't know if I tell that in the right way, by Archipelago Studio. The project fully reflects the main Active House principle by guaranteeing user well-being and minimizing environmental footprint. The design is to safely prioritize employee comfort while creating inclusive, dynamic, and community-oriented workspace. Building energy demand is optimized through a tailored envelope design, and fossil-free power generation is obtained by employing air water heat pumps for heating and cooling needs. We also appreciate a lot the use of building management system able to provide continuous monitoring and feedback on operation of the technical installation. The project also complies with different points of sustainable construction concept through modularity, flexibility, essentiality, and design for disassemble principle that will allow the effective recirculation of material at the end of life. The approach to environmental sustainability also extends to transport concern and the responsible waste impact management during the construction phase. So thanks for your participation and congratulations to the winners. I don't know if we have the winners here.
We do, so we're going to try to get them on stage right now. Chris, if we could get you here, that would be great, and hear a little bit about this building and how come that you managed to do an Active House building from Christian Mutuality in Belgium. Be lovely to hear your thoughts. Let's see if we can get you on the stage. There you are. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we just need to see if we can get the camera working. And congratulations from everybody at Active House. Be love to hear your thoughts. So Chris, I think your camera is not on yet, and we can't hear you yet. I think there is this little activation of audio and camera at the bottom of the screen. Let's see if we can make that work for you.
I think this is solved now.
It is. Yay!
Thank you very much for this podium and this award. We are together with our team because I'm talking here, but behind of me there is a lot of people who have been working and gave a lot of energy by accomplishing this project. Yes, and also the client is really thankful for us to get this project done with also this the programmation and all the quality day and function of the working environment, new way of working, people spending a lot of time in their office and getting the spaces as quality as possible at the same level as your own home space. Those were all the drivers for us to create this kind of building in a still natural park, still to be developed today. So the building will come more or even better than it is already today. I think so. The framework in which the beautiful park in which the people will work in the future, together with all the natural stimulations we are all convinced of, will come even more into perspective. So thank you very much for this award, and let's see each other in the future and working on this kind of projects in the future for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
congratulations again.
Yes, and I think if we all wanted to live in the other building, now we have a building that we'd like to work in. So thank you for this. So that brings us to the next category and our last one before we announce the overall winner, which is mixed buildings. And I'm delighted to hand over to our jury member, Carsten Rode.
Thank you so much, Benita. And it's a great pleasure and honor for me, I should say, to present two buildings in the mixed category, both for the principal awards and then, of course, also for the radar awards. So the first one is project number 58, which is called the Groene Afslag. I hope also I pronounce it reasonably correctly in Dutch, because the project is from the Netherlands. I tried to translate to English what this means, the title, so it should be the green exit. The location of the project is close to Amsterdam, the city of Laren, and the architects are D/Doc architects. It's a project which is in the planning, and as we are here in the mixed category, what are mixed? I will talk about that very shortly. But also interesting is that this is a transformation project. It's in the planning, as I mentioned, but it used to be an older former office building in a former army facility. So quite a new change of use of this building. What's interesting, or many interesting things, of course, but very central is the focus on preserving the original building with all, you could say, its virtues, but also still making this conversion for the future use. And now it comes, as 1/3 of this is going to become a hotel, and the other 2/3, roughly, will be offices for small and medium-sized enterprises. So that's how this conversion, as I hope you can see on the drawing, we see the section of the building. The main structures and facades are kept And inside the building, and that's quite peculiar, various materials, products, gadgets, furniture, etc., are preserved in such a way that you give the use of the renovated building an inspirational experience also of the past and interesting objects from there. And also with some customized use of individual objects for the interior design. And one thing I noted also in the description is that each room in some of the buildings, or in some of the use of the buildings, has an individual decoration. So you really have a nice experience of being in the renovated building. Otherwise, it will be brought up to date as well by improving, for instance, the level of ventilation, changing the heating system, improving the windows, and also the acoustic conditions are improved. Daylight conditions are also improved with new roof lights, and there are open voids in common areas of the building also for that purpose. Back to the materials, they are recycled and reused to the maximum extent possible. But when they are changed, then they have chosen, for the sake of the good indoor environment, to choose some materials which are low emitting ones in terms of pollutants, you could say, from the materials. So also a good choice there. The energy system will be changed from one for the building that was based on natural gas now to an electric system, and also using heat pumps. Warm water in the hotel rooms they shall be filtered and this water recycled, but also another, in terms of the water fixtures, also another peculiar aspect is that they are reusing the old faucets and such that were in the building from before, but then they are using some remedies to make sure that you have a more, let's call it modern, low water usage, so they are more efficient still. In terms of the new European Bauhaus initiatives, one of the most interesting things, and that's in the end of the project description, is that the architects are really, the most striking is that they emphasize to give the users of the building what they call a peculiar and fun circular experience of what you see in the building. So I would say this is a fantastic combination of using the historical building and also bringing up to a modern standard. So yeah, that's the combination for this as a winner in this category. Now, I continue directly to the next, and then we are in the radar category, and this is a project from Beijing, China, of course, the Gongtian Zero Energy Building Community Center. As I mentioned, in the Fangtian district of Beijing. Architect, chief architect is a SUP, actually, as you can see here, with a strong team of many collaborators. This project is one that has been built. It's an existing building. And yes, as we are in the mixed category, it is a community center, but it is also a living place, a residential place for the elderly. For elderly people. These two purposes, being a community center and a residential area for the elderly, these are purposes which have, you can see the big picture of the building here, but so these are allocated to different parts of the building, but somehow being, of course, close to each other. You could say apart from the main purposes of the building, then it's a very well-planned way how these integrate with one another, and also to integrate some technical functions and rooms and shafts that have a purpose in the building. Also, there are some tall side windows and louvers that cater altogether for pleasant daylight condition and access and control of daylight. And also this shaft or the tall rooms have a function for the management of natural ventilation, thereby minimizing the need for mechanical ventilation, and hopefully also minimizes the need for cooling, as might sometimes in Beijing be necessary otherwise. So these features, they provide a good indoor environment and also at the same time a minimal need for energy use, and there's a focus on establishing good connections, as I mentioned, between the indoors and the outdoors around the building. The operation is managed through a detailed monitoring system as well. So in this way, modern, there are fault controls and optimization with several examples of displays that communicate about the operation of the building to the occupants of the building, the users of the building. So generally, the building has plenty of focus on technical functions, but apart from the already mentioned technical rooms and shafts and windows, then also the facades themselves, and it's good that we can see them again on the picture, are clad with sufficient photovoltaics to more than cover the own need for energy for the building. That's of course quite nice. But also on other surface, we can see at the end of the building also some recycled steel, and there are some carbonized shingles that are used for other parts of the facades. So a kind of interesting combination of using the area on the facades. Furthermore, to the building envelope, thermal bridges of the facades are minimized, and heat pumps are used for conditioning the rooms when the natural system, as we have spoken about, when it needs to be supplemented. Also, again, in this project, they have looked to the recycling of water used in the building. So the water is filtered and then it's used for irrigation outside of the building. Now, lastly, I'll talk about I'll give some arguments for how the building satisfies the new European Bauhaus philosophy. And I would say it's really how the project here makes a focus on combining, or with a focus on the technical systems in the building, how they combine that with new ways to satisfy the functions and the needs of these occupants. And reminding you again that the occupants are users of a community center, and then the elderly people who live in the residential part. So that's an interesting thing. So what I find is, since we are in the mixed category, and this is very interesting how they combine these quite two different functions of the community center and the needs for the elderly in a nice living place, in nice circumstance. So very interesting project, again, quite different, of course. And I'll give my applause for this, and I hope you join me here. I don't know if we have any of the project architects behind us or with us.
We do. We have both here, and they're already joining us on stage. Fantastic. Welcome and congratulations on behalf of all of us.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi. So should we start with you, Bas? If you tell us a little about the project, and then we hand over to Yao-san.
Oh, me? Okay. Okay, thank you, Benita, and thank you, Carsten. Yeah, your comments so great. I listened to it very carefully, and also it's kind of inspiring. So thank you very much. And here I would very much going to thank my team, architects and engineers from SUP and from Tsinghua University Architectural Design Institute. And also, I would very much going to thank some overseas friends, because this project is small, but it is one of the joint demo projects of a joint program, Sino-Swiss program for zero emission building, this kind of program. So I would very much going to thank my friends in Switzerland, professors and engineers. Without their help, this will never be done. And this building is small. It's accomplished now. So very much welcome. If you got a chance to Beijing, I would very much to invite you to say that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. 你先说什么？
It's just a very small project, but we just want to try something about the natural ventilation and the natural delight in this project, and to share this with the community. Not only apartment for the old people, but also very welcome the living place for the people in the community. And thanks for our clients to support us for this little project. That's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you both so much, and lots of congratulations from around the world for this amazing project. So, Bas, tell us a little bit.
Thank you for the award. I really have to commend the commissioner, Lucas Mol, and his wonderful wife, Sanna Omen, who's also the interior decorator and the interior architect for the whole project.
Bas, can you come closer to the microphone? The sound is a little bit weak.
Is this better?
Indeed, thanks.
Much better. Okay. Well, I have to commend the commissioner Lucas Mol and his wonderful wife Sanna Omen, who's also the interior architect, and of course the main architect for the whole project is Rauw Architecten. Linsen Installations was responsible for the installation design. DGMR, where I'm a consultant, we were doing the building physics and sustainability, and Van Rossum was the construction consultant. So really it was an integrated effort for many people involved. And to see the whole thing come together and getting these great commendations and words from Carsten is a cherry on the pie, so to speak. Very happy with the results. We should, of course, invite all of you to come and visit the whole project. We are still in the we're at the start of the construction phase now. So let's say next year, please come and visit. Stay in the newly renovated hotel. It's a wonderful surroundings where you can have a walk. There's a biological restaurant. It's all. It's a joy to be there, and for many people who come to the location, they come away inspired and with a smile on their face. So this will certainly contribute to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and I think we're all coming out of this category inspired and with a smile on our faces as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations for the amazing and inspiring work. We're now coming to the final part of this ceremony, and we're delighted to talk about the overall winners. So there are two overall winners, one for the Principal Awards. So this is the project that the jury deemed best to apply the principles, and one for radar. And I believe while Jette, the chair of the jury, will present, we wanted the entire jury to come on stage to just show that this has been a joint decision and something that all of Active House stands behind. So Jette, over to you.
Thank you very much. And believe me, it has not been an easy choice, only because there are so many projects, so many aspirational ideas. And what we can also see is this dedication with the people involved in the projects. And it's a very great pleasure to see and meet some of you here live today. I know, of course, that you are representing even a much bigger crowd to make these projects go forward and be realized. So our appreciation goes to everyone at home as well. Let's not keep the suspense any longer. We will start with the Principal Award. There has been many good candidates to choose as the overall winner of the Principal Awards. But we have landed in a very democratic way with voting, and the project that we would like to hand over the prize of being overall winner is the family house in Birkeskov. And I think it was, of course, it ticks all the boxes for being a sustainable, beautiful house, everything that Arianna mentioned. But there is also an expression of love and this thing that makes buildings be ultimately super sustainable is when a building has the love of the people living and using it. And especially you can look at this building and it will scare some other people saying, oh, it's so much maintenance, whatever. I'm sure, and I would love to dive more into your system of straw bales, but there is no such thing as maintenance-free buildings. So they all thrive and survive by the love that we put into the buildings and into the houses. So can we? Yes, I can see. Can we get Are we getting the awardees on the stage, or
we are?
Now, or are we waiting? Sorry.
Should we do the two and then we get them on stage and you can talk to both of them?
Let's do that.
Yeah?
That's fine. Let's do that. Good. Then, so well, first, big clap. Congratulations, overall winner of the principal category. And then we're going to go forward with announcing the overall winner in the Radar Award category. It's the heavy duty with explicit use of the Radar tool. It's also in more, you can say, in-depth in the documentation of how the incorporation of the active house principles have guided the design. So in that sense, it is someone that we want to lift up as being exemplary, representing what we are pushing in the Active House Association. Ta-da! Congratulations, Living Places from Copenhagen. We think this project has an amazing, thorough, both on the technical, aesthetical, and very in the communal thinking. That this is again. It's not just one building. It is a scalable. It's a scalable system. It's a method, and it can be taken in its entirety. It could also be inspirational on elements of this project. And we think that in putting forward all this knowledge, all this research, and also this being at least for some duration of time, a public place that can be visited by, and I know it has already been visited by many, many thousands of people. So it is hands-on, one of the projects that can really affect and inspire people, not just people here in Denmark, but it's again, putting forward all this knowledge is going to be inspirational to many, many parts of the world. big congratulations to the team behind. Should we get them on stage? Oh, here's my fellow jury members.
Let's get them on stage, and also just to be clear, we have one jury member who's slightly involved with the radar winner, and who of course has stepped back in the final deliberation to make sure that this is really a completely objective decision that has been taken for the entire jury, which is on stage. So congratulations from everyone for this overall win.
Yes. And maybe we should say that there is another jury member, Gu, from China, who is not present here today, but has also been, a big support and involved in the work of assessing all these projects. Good. I think I have. Maybe we should. Well, first of all, congratulations. I don't know, Arianna, and this is really by coincidence. They all came from the category that you have been administrating. So, do you maybe want to ask these awardees some questions?
Sure, and it has been very difficult to managing the category because, as you have seen, we had a lot of very good submissions. So congratulations to the winners. The competition was fierce, but all the projects were equally good. But yours, of course, outstanding in the ways. And I have a question that I'd like to ask to both of you. So maybe we can have before the Danish team responding, and then the other one. And is about what I would like to ask is if you could share some insights of the design process that you undertook for the project, and what kind of advice you would give to young designers that are aspiring to design more sustainable buildings. So what are the lessons learned that we can all benefit from?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you again. We're super happy and proud, especially seeing all the other projects as well. I think one advice could be, having the right people on board, working collaborative across different like architects, engineers, having everybody on board early in the design stages as well. I think that's definitely one advice that I would give.
Yeah, and I think also this is a great advice, and also like don't be afraid to ask the right questions and take time thinking what you want to solve and how to solve it. Not like having the time to process things and designing through it, what helps to get great results, and the iterations with the team helps a lot. Yeah. So we can pass it on to the other ones.
Maybe just also to say the same thing in my mind, gathering all the parties, engineers, architects, in early design stage, you can do the design much better. Just not missing anything, which will be hard to do afterwards. So thinking from just beginning, you can implement many great things, which not in every project is happened like that. So it's very important to pick everyone to put on board just from the beginning.
And also, I think I could add that I believe that it's really important not to be afraid of a challenge, because in our case, it was a very challenging project, but we tried. We were designing with a lot of attention and love, and worked really hard. And I'm very happy that everyone appreciates the result.
I can second the thing about challenging. I mean, if you want to push the agenda, and I think everyone involved with pushing the sustainable agenda is meeting sometimes a wall of skepticism and, oh, this is so difficult, and oh, it's so expensive, and and I think it's just, first of all, this is why we have to stand together in the movement, and it's also what the Active House Association is about. Sharing very maybe sometimes hands-on demonstrating parts that, to prove this has been done, right? It can be done. It can also be done in my project. It can also be done with this client. Look to the world. Look to the feedback. So some of us have to be first movers and go through that sometimes enduring process. And then I think the greatest outcome of that is on a personal level when you succeed, but it's also sharing it with the world. So maybe the path is just a little bit easier for other people to tread. So yeah, thank you for being first movers, and now we will do our part of sharing it to the rest of the world. Good. Benita, I'm looking a little bit for you to, what is next step? Do we have, except maybe we should just do another round of applause, which we cannot have enough of.
Absolutely. And thank you everybody for participating in this online award ceremony, for making it so seamless, and for the amazing contributions. I just want to highlight that there is over 56 other people in this award ceremony as well that unfortunately we can't see. But thank you for all the comments that you have put into the chat and for the contributions. I know a lot of you have submitted projects as well, and we could not be happier and prouder for having seen them. And yet maybe something over to you and the jury. What would you say to the other people that we didn't have the time to talk about today?
Yes. Well, first of all, a great thanks that I also initially started by saying it has been, we have been so amazed with the quality and also the level of material and documentation that has been sent. So it's actually been quite hard work to go through this process, but it's been a pleasure, and I've learned a lot. I think I've by diving into all of your projects and ideas and already buildings that very recently erected. I think, as I said before, it's maybe just continue on telling about it. We are certainly providing the platform to do it. We have Benita and the Secretariat would love to share the stories on our website and the social media. And it can be, big stories, small stories. As I said, also interesting, even nerdy stuff. They all have an audience across the globe. So please stay in touch with the Active House, engage with us on our platform, and then we will also be that stage for you to be showcased. Yes, but thank you very much, all of you.
And a very big thank you once again to the jury and our jury coordinator, who is currently not on stage but has played a critical role in this as well. like Jette, like you said, there's a lot that is coming up. We're just working on a more hands-on version of the Active House radar, so to make it more visible to people and clearer. We're working on position papers to make sure that we can advocate for the kind of buildings that all of us believe in. We're looking forward to an annual General Assembly this year in Brussels to meet with all like-minded people and have a discussion about the building industry in this sometimes challenging time. So please subscribe to our newsletter and join us. And it's been an absolute delight for all of us to be here. And hopefully next time we will see each other in person. Thank you so much.